Hi there, Sensei Victoria Whitfield here from victoriawhitfield.com for your weekly love letter. I had an interesting experience. As always, I speak to my guides and ask them what we need to know each week. And then I hit the record button and speak to you. And we all had a really interesting realization. We've been doing these love letters for some time, sharing in the healing energy with all of you internationally as well as here in the U.S. And it occurred to me, I mean, they said, for sure, when are you going to say, what is Reiki? Oh my God. How about that? You know, we've been going for, over a year and a half doing these videos, and ta-da! After all this time, we finally get to share what exactly is Reiki. Now, I am a Reiki master teacher in a few different traditions of Reiki, but that's not all that I do. I also channel, I'm a natural intuitive, I give advice, as well as I do yoga, and I do meditation, mantras, and there's so many different tools in the toolbox. So here's one thing I want to lead with before we get to defining exactly what is Reiki, is that if you are a Reiki master, that is one tool in your toolbox. It's not who you are, right? So if I'm introducing myself, I may mention that if the person is familiar with what a Reiki master is, just so that we can form heart connections, right? And a sense of familiarity between the two of us. But although I am a Reiki master teacher, I am not just a Reiki master teacher. I'm happy to teach in that tradition, and I'm certified to teach in a few different traditions of Reiki, but that's not just who I am. So for those of you who are wondering about studying Reiki, or who have studied Reiki, and you put weight in having the RMT after your name, be careful about that, because as always, we want to notice if and when our ego is coming up and looking for that approval and affirmation of worth. You have worth, you have value, you have energy, apart from any titles. So let's get that out of the way, because I know a lot of people who click on this video already know what Reiki is. They're just looking for vindication and validation. And to those of you, if I'm speaking to your shadow right now, I'm going to do this to your shadow too. Mwah! I love you. You're worthy. Hello. But, so, acknowledging that first, for those of you who genuinely are like, I don't know what that is. What is this Reiki thing? And who are these Reiki people? Or what are they raking? It's not Reiki. Okay, let's demystify Reiki for you. So Reiki as a word is a borrowed word from the Japanese language. And if we take the two ideograms, rei and ki, apart, the first one means universal life force, and then the second one means energy. So it's universal life force energy. There are other translations where the first one means mystery or divine mystery, right? And then there's other translations where that the second one could be like gaseous energy, like that energy state of being in a gaseous like state. So just so that you know what else is going on within the actual letters. Like if you Google Reiki and you see the drawings, right? The kanji, of Reiki itself. Reiki, when someone says they do Reiki, or I am a Reiki practitioner, or I am a Reiki master, all that means is this, that they practice a technique for stress reduction and relaxation. So if someone says I am a Reiki master teacher, that just means that they are someone who can teach, who's authorized to teach, and who also has demonstrated mastery, right? Teacher, master of Reiki. And Reiki is just a technique for stress reduction and relaxation. Now, for those of you who've met a Reiki person, perhaps they come off as quite spiritual, or maybe they have crystals with them, or they have like a certain energy, a very spiritual but not religious energy, or they're deeply religious, but also they do Reiki. The religious and spiritual aspect of that has nothing to do with Reiki itself. Reiki is just a technique, a system of techniques in particular, that are for stress reduction and relaxation. It originated in Japan with a man named Dr. Mikao Usui. Usui sensei, he had a doctorate in theology and had studied different world religions, but the way that he came upon Reiki was during a 21-day meditation. He had gone on a fasting meditation out in Mount Kurama or Kuruyama. I've heard it pronounced different ways from different masters, so you can correct me if you'd like. I'm open to receiving more information as well. And in that 21 days, each day went by, and on the last one he reports that he had a vision where he got hit in the forehead with a series of rainbow bubbles that carried information to him. He had this personal revelation experience, and since then received the symbols and the practices of what is now Reiki. Granted, before then he had studied for many years different religious practices from all around the world, just as his personal interest. So it could be argued that the system of Reiki was distilled from all those years of that as well. But as far as when Reiki itself was rediscovered, according to Usui Sensei, it was in 1922 at the end of that 21-day fast and meditation. And with the practice of Reiki as a system of techniques for stress reduction and relaxation, there are different techniques that Reiki practitioners learn, postures, symbols to draw, ways to hold and move their hands, as well as ways to breathe and take care of themselves, that promote, first within them, a state of stress reduction and relaxation, and then it extends outward to others who they practice the technique with, aka clients or students or patients, depending on what realm you're working with. That extends from them outward. So it's important within the study and practice of Reiki as a system of stress reduction and relaxation techniques that you master it and utilize it on yourself first, or you learn from someone who has mastered it and utilizes it on themselves first, right? This goes with any art, right? You want to learn from the painter who you've seen their work and it inspires a state of awe. When you look at, okay, yeah, that person knows what they're doing. Or you want to go to the personal trainer who's in shape. You don't want to go to the personal trainer that's like, well, I'm not a personal trainer, so That's not my specialty. I'm soft in body but strong in mind. For now, watch. You'll see me shift. That's a new goal of mine personally. But anyway, you want to learn from someone who has a demonstrated mastery within what they're doing. Reiki is not a religion. It's not in and of itself a spiritual practice. However, the product of reducing your stress and actively relaxing, no matter what you're doing, whether it's swimming regularly or biking or hiking out or running or whatever you do, it could be eating chocolate, it could be cuddling with someone that you adore. When you actively reduce your stress and actively relax, the byproduct is more open emotions and more a sense of social connection and awareness to others, as well as connection and awareness of yourself that can be categorized as spiritual. However, you do not have to believe in some higher power in order to have a beneficial effect from reducing your stress and actively relaxing. So in this video, the energy is telling me specifically to speak to those who are a little bit on the fence about woo-woo stuff, or like, I'm happy to be out of the spiritual closet, out of the broom closet, okay? Talking to angels and listening to energies and receiving information, seeing colors and lions, tigers, and bears, oh my. I love it all. I love it all personally. But to those who have more of a skeptical mind or are aspiritual, okay, borrowing a word formation from our genders and women's studies camp of being asexual. If you're more aspiritual, this is a wonderful practice for you as well, because it's more about emotional management. Okay, that's really what the system of techniques that is under the umbrella of Reiki is about. The byproduct is an increase in emotional management. So for some people, when they're doing that, they have more spiritual experiences. We have that a lot here at the dojo, as well as for myself. But there are also others who it's not really about connecting to their spirit guide or praying more or something like that. For them, it's just, let me do that again. To let go, right? So that's the wonder of Reiki. And whenever someone asks you, what is Reiki? Tell them, it is a system for stress management and relaxation. It's a system of techniques for stress management and relaxation. It comes from Japan. Okay, now I'm hearing the oracle cards, however, calling to weigh in on our talk about what is Reiki. And the deck that came through is Healing with the Angels. Because, and this is what I'm hearing, because of the effects of stress reduction and active relaxation, it promotes a healing environment in not only your mind, but your body and also your environment around you. Your social environment, your physical environment. When you reduce your stress level and when you actively relax, it promotes healing, which is just balancing. Just if you need me to define what is healing, Sensei, okay, that's a whole nother video. We'll get to that. Okay, but it's in Reader's Digest, it's balancing. But where we're at right now is checking in with the cards. Curious to see what would they like to add to the conversation about what is Reiki. You know, as I shuffle the cards now, and I'm just asking our angels, please let us know if there's anything else that needs to be said about what is Reiki, especially to those who are unfamiliar with Reiki and are curious if this is right for me, right? Okay, just as a fun thing to note, when I first started sharing Reiki with others more and more, I had a t-shirt made with big purple letters, a white t-shirt, just big purple letters on the front that said, "What is Reiki?" Because I would get asked this question all the time. And to any of my Reiki people out there, they're like, I know, and I change it every time. I don't know how to answer. Oh, I got you. Before we pull the card, it is a system of techniques for stress reduction and active relaxation. Got it? Got it? Okay. Repetition is the mother of learning. Yes! Thank you! Body care! I couldn't agree more. The angels, they're good. They're good. They're like, So I'm being led to read the channeling that Doreen did on body care. This beautiful angel. She's come up in, I think, another video in the past before, but this is a really great punctuation mark for a discussion of what is Reiki. Specifically, I'm being stopped and told to tell you, it's for those of you who are thinking, what is Reiki and is this for me? Here's the answer to that. The angels urge you to care for your physical body. You are asked to eat healthful foods, to exercise regularly, and to avoid toxins. This card is your angel's way of asking you to pay attention to your physical body. Perhaps you resist this guidance, and the angels have repeatedly come to you about this topic. I'm getting some resonance there. They remind you that the body is an instrument that, when well tuned, emanates greater harmony. Your spirit is like the music of a grand piano, and the angels ask you to maintain this piano. Your angels know that if you follow this guidance, you will feel terrific. Your increased energy and happiness is your reward for following the angels' suggestions. They will help you find the time and motivation to exercise. They will also help you lose your cravings for unhealthful substances. And the angels will help you enjoy the newfound pleasures that come from purifying and maintaining your physical body. And so it is. So what the angels are saying is that this Reiki as another tool to have in your corner is really powerful for taking care of your body and your physical health. Health is driven by emotional state. And I'm just going to send that to you right now. This is really powerful. Your health is driven by your emotional state. So if you can cultivate a sense of emotional mastery, emotional vulnerability, emotional plasticity, but with the mastery aspect of it, not like I'm vulnerable and I don't know what's going on, I'm out of control. No. It's, okay, something that's bothering me is happening right now. I'm going to acknowledge that, and I'm going to let it go so I can keep moving, right? Plasticity, we move and transform as necessary, but with a sense of forward motion so that we can keep going through, okay? So your physical health is driven by your emotional state. And Reiki as a practice, whether you learn it yourself or you enjoy a practitioner at any level, by the way, level 1s all the way up through above master, everyone is they have amazing energy. How it just matters if you're going to judge not judge, thank you. Choose who you want to go with, whether it's someone who just had their level 1 attunement yesterday, or if it's someone who's had their master 12 years ago or longer. What matters most is that person's emotional state. Do you feel emotionally safe and calm when you're around them? Do you feel that they are open? Do you feel that they are sensitive but balanced in their sensitivity? Do they have a sense of strength, confidence, and love when you're around them? Do you feel that emanate off them just naturally? Or is there a sense of a little bit of instability? I'm not asking you to look out for the perfect person, because don't look at me. I'm nowhere near perfect. Oh my gosh, my gap in my teeth will tell you. And I adore that and celebrate it. But the person's imperfections will increase your sense of safety rather than make you nervous. Like, if my gap makes you nervous, tell me. I would love to hear that. But I think you get the picture. So don't go to someone that you feel is, your gut is saying, maybe we should go. I don't feel comfortable. I have questions. If you're getting a not a yeah or a yes from your body, that's a no. A is a no. This video is, oh my goodness. The energy's channeling very strong because I feel a lot of you out there. A big part of our tribe, including those of us who've been on this path of personal and spiritual development for many years. We love those existential questions of what is Reiki? What is life? Who am I? Mwah. Okay. To those of you who are just beginning though and are really looking for your footing, it's part of your health care routine. Is the way that you want to see it, just as another tool, same as brushing your teeth or going for your daily walk or stretching and things like that. It's a way to really help promote a healing environment in your body and in your life by doing, what is it? What is Reiki? I can't hear you. I can't hear you. It's a system of techniques for stress reduction and active relaxation. Okay? Yay! A+. That's the easiest A+ you ever got, right? All right. So, for those of you who have questions or who have more that you would like to add, by all means, send me an email back. I know that I have personally been on a journey of finding what's my clarity on what Reiki is. So even if you go to my website at victoriawhitfield.com/about, you'll see how I describe it a little bit differently there. Or if you go to reiki.org and you do a search for what is Reiki, Sensei Rand will describe it a little bit differently there, right? Or you go to Wikipedia and they'll tell you something completely different there. So I'm excited to hear your comments as well as your stories or your definition of what Reiki is to you, okay? Sending you all my love. Mwah! Sending out healing energy, sending you lots of Reiki and white light, and we will see you next week. Bye.